Cannot do, does not exist. This testimony is actually overdue. So I was actually down. I was losing faith, and I needed a church that could just uplift my faith. So on the 20 during 2021 in October, my friend introduced me to this church, and I actually lost an investment online, and I was really discouraged. So the first day I came to the church, which was at Wuse, then the Wuse branch, Papa was actually speaking to me, and I was in tears. And he said, "Okay, first time I should come out." And he said, "Just give me 3 months of your time, and all that." Yeah. So in 3 hours, when I got home, my uncle called, and he said he has been trying to reach me. That there's this person that wanted to furnish his house. Actually, I'm a carpenter. I call myself a carpenter. I'm an interior designer and furniture maker. So I said, okay. I went to the person and I wrote my quotation. And in just 3 hours, I recovered all I lost. That was supposed to take me a year. When I calculated the loss, it was a year, but I recovered in 3 hours.
3 hours.
Fast forward to this year, during Papa's prayers. Papa is always wishing for our answered prayers for his gift, which is very humble. And on his birthday, yes, for his gift. So I followed all instructions. I paid my tithes. I did everything. I did the fasting. I took communion home. And every time I pray after the morning prayers, I take my communion and everything. So I had this plan. Things were kind of slow. Of course, the devil always wants to hit back. So things were kind of slow, and I said, okay, I will just relocate to Ghana and start a new life. Just sell everything I have here. And it wasn't a good deal for me to go to Canada, I must confess. But then, Pastor, I said, okay, let me just commit it to NSPPD prayer and everything. I said, if this journey is for me, let it come true. But if it's not for me, then let me get contracts and everything. And Pastor declared one morning during prayers, and he said, that journey you want to go to, it will not come true. I just ignored. I said, no, this is not my declaration. But he was actually speaking to me. Then I prayed over it and everything. And after the whole fast and everything, when I made my decision, which was on the September 4th, which was my birthday, I was going to sell everything and just move to Ghana and just start a new life. I got 3 major contracts. Big contracts, like the figures, it was 7 figures. And it was different clients. They said I should come and furnish their house and everything, which I give God the glory. That was because I took 2 instructions. Then, coming to this November, from September, then November, another story again. Pastor started again, as usual. Sorry. Then he said, it happened suddenly. For the first time, usually Pastor will say, write down what you want. I don't write it. I'll just say, God, you know what I want. If you say, write down what you want, I said, let me just key into this prophecy and everything. So I wrote down what I wanted. I wrote my congratulation notes, which I wanted a new car. My car was due for a change, so I needed a new car. For the first time, I wrote down I needed a new car, 27. He said, write down the dates. I wrote down the date, 27. I don't know why I chose 27, but I just chose 27, which was not possible because the money was not there. Then, during the God of Suddenly, on 20th November, some clients were owing me money, and on Sunday, which was on 19th, I was in church here. I was in tears. Not because I was in brief. I was just being thankful and everything. So I was in tears, and I was reaching for something big. So Pastor now said, there was this song he was singing. I don't know how, but he did it. I kept on singing that song throughout that day. So at night, I couldn't sleep. I was like, what's going on? This is so unlike me. Me, we like sleep. Okay, I couldn't sleep, so I decided to just go on Streams of Joy. I listened to the service, which I missed, and he said, write down that, what you want. I wrote it down. He said, download the picture. I said, okay, let me just type my dream car on Google, and I typed it, and it took me to the company page, not just anyhow picture. It took me to the company page, and I was at my one 2011. I was like, man, this is sweet, though. Push to start, no key, everything. I was like, but I can't afford this. That same day, in the morning around 2 a.m., I went on my phone. I was checking online the cost of the car. It was so incredible. Like, the price is quite high. You know how expensive cars are now. So I slept around 3 a.m. I woke up 7 for the morning prayers and everything. So we continued the God of Suddenly. Remember, I wrote 27th as the date. On the 20th, he declared, that thing you are expecting will happen suddenly. I killed him. After the prayer, just after the prayer, around 10 a.m., I got a figure. 7 figures again. And a lot that I didn't even know the contract was even going to click. I just sent it to the client. The client has even forgotten. And all of a sudden, he just sent the money. The people owing me, they paid that same day. I was like, God, what is happening? So I decided, I said, okay, this money that's added up to what I saw online. Let me just go. I called my different dealers and everything. Brethren, exactly the car I saw online. On Monday, keyless, 2011. I was budgeting for 2006. And let me just manage and just change. Things are hard. I got exactly what I needed. I just want to encourage everybody, just listen to instructions, write down your dates. Even though you don't have faith, actually I use Papa's faith. It's not my faith because it's not possible. So I just want to thank God. I want to give God the glory, honor, and adoration. And Papa, may your strength always go up and up. Like, may your oil never run dry. I don't know how you do it too, but I feel you are a clone. Maybe you have somebody else that is always, because you can't be human. So I want to give God the glory and honor. What God cannot do, we dey pray and he dey.
Streams of joy, Abuja, is he working?